if you get suspenders and have that jersey straight down, not only does it stay tucked in, but that jersey stays straight all the way around. Okay, so that's that's required. Black belt. All right, we're going to get into a lot of stuff this belt does for you besides keeping your pants up, shirt tucked in. Next one, pants. Black pants, white stripe. People have asked, hey, for youth football, can I wear shorts? And the answer is absolutely yes. On hotter days, yes, the players still have to wear their full uniform, but they're out there for one game. All right, if you're out there for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 games on turf field, I know it gets hot, okay? So hotter days, you can wear black shorts. I have shorts for sale. You can wear Adidas, Nike, Under Armour, Reebok. As long as they're black, I'm good. Just respect it on hotter days. If it's 66 and it's beautiful, let's be in uniform. Let's be in the long pants in uniform. Fox 40 whistle. Who has not been a part of PSOA before? This is the first time doing football with us. All right. Keep your hands up. Bada bing, bada boom. To the moon. Bam. Excellent. I'll trust you. Larry. No, Janda, you don't count. Dennis, you don't count yet. Yeah, I agree with that. But all right, so if you did not get a whistle today, if you truly, truly need one and want one because your old one doesn't work, future practices, come down and say, hey, Sean, I didn't get a PSOA whistle. I have more. I will bring them to our meetings. Okay? This whistle is our weapon. All right? Anyone know the purpose of the whistle? Not start and stop. Wrong, done. Maybe. I like that. Get attention. All right? When you blow that whistle, you are getting somebody, if not everybody's, attention. So if you have a flag, referee, audience, coaches, all right? After the play, it does not end the play. The whistle only once ends the play, and I hate talking about it. We'll talk about it later during the rules. But, all right, the rule ends the play, not the whistle. All right, this gets people's attention. Use it for safety. Use it to communicate what you have to communicate as an official when you do. But it's Fox 40 for a reason. It's loud, it's sharp, and it's strong. Use it when you need to. All right, yellow flag. So not only do we have a yellow flag, I always demonstrate how to put it in. So I put it, again, this is the importance of the belt, underneath the belt, and I tuck it in my pants. I tuck it in my undergarments. All right, the reason I do that, number one, it doesn't fall off. All right, there's nothing worse than running down the field. Everybody stops because they see a flag on the field, but it just fell out of our pants. Okay? So number two, how many people have pulled for a flag, and because it couldn't come out of their pants, they're like, I'll just keep it. I'm not going to throw it. All right? Because we gave ourselves a little time to process out. We don't need that flag. We don't need that foul right now. Okay? Those are the big two reasons. And then the last one is it's hidden. All right? I am hiding my flag. I don't want to be seen. I don't want to be wearing 3 flags with the yellow bag like, all right, here we go. I'm looking for a foul. All right, I'm hiding this thing as much as I can because I don't want to use it. I do not want to use this flag. All right, so just, yes, sir.
Do you prefer the black end or the yellow end?
I prefer the black one, but it's not a deal breaker. Okay, it's, again, I do the black. Again, it's hidden. People can't see it, and that's why they make the black ball. Can't see the yellow flag. Okay, so it's a concealed weapon. Nobody could see it. You do. For varsity crews, you definitely want to have the same look. So if you're on the varsity crew, talk to your referee. Hey, are we doing black ball bag or are we doing yellow ball bag? I only have one beanbag with me today, and that's a shame on me. All right, this black one is great for turf fields. Awesome for turf fields. Terrible for grass fields. Okay, so if you're working on grass fields, blue is the common one. Back judges, you should have 2 of them. All right, so back judges, if you're working on varsity, you need 1 for scrimmage kicks. All right, end of the kick for PSK enforcement. The beanbag is for line of scrimmage spots if you have to do dead ball officiating. It's for fumbles, and it's for interceptions when momentum rule is in play. It's penalty enforcement. That's what this is. So if you read Rule 10 and basic spots, one of the basic spots is loose ball, the spot of the last related run. That's what this beanbag's for. Again, it's the belt that keeps this in. All right? The belt keeps this beanbag in. Another reason for the belt. All right, down indicators. So I have 4 down indicators. I only use 2 in a game. All right. So the first one is for literally the down. First down, second down, third down, fourth down. Okay. What people don't understand is the second one. If I'm line of scrimmage or if I'm the back judge, if it is off my fingers, that means it's dead clock. It's a stop clock. So when that ball was snapped, the clock was not running. If the clock is running, I have it on my fingers. So now when my referee says, what's the clock status? You have that indicator. Clock is running, clock was stopped. If I'm an umpire, position 1, position 2, position 3, position 4, and then position 5. All right, so when my referee says 10 yards from the previous spot, that umpire knows, all right, that ball is at position 5. I'm going from that spot. All right, so if you don't know what position 1, 2, 3, or 4, or 5 is, that's cool. That's awesome. That's what the umpire training is for when we have the umpire practice. But there's 5 spots between the hashes there. All right, so every official should or could use 2 indicators. All right. Let's say you don't want to invest in indicators. You could get 2 rubber bands, put them together. You have down indicators. Okay, so it's not something you have to truly invest in. Majority black shoes. All right, don't have to be all black. Just don't be orange. Don't be purple. Don't be yellow. Don't be green. Match your officiating team. All right, don't bring any special attention to yourself. Black socks. All right, so these are long socks that cover the ankle. I promise you, if you wear socks like this and you start running and they see your legs, guess what coaches are probably going to start doing to you? They're probably going to start picking on you. Not in a sporting way either. All right, I'm not saying it's fair. I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying it happens. That's just one way to prevent it. Back judges, second beanbag, headlinesman, chain clip. Okay, so this is the chain clip in between between the first and second, third and fourth quarter. Typically, the crew has one. The chain crew has one. What's the second one for? Anyone know what the second one's for? Sweet, a lot of learning. All right, so the chain crew, they get a first down. They move the chains, and as they move the chains to the new, they move the clip to the new line, right? Well, when does the crew have, what time frame does crew have to go back and correct an error? Until the next snap. True story. 5-yard face mask versus 15-yard face mask. The call in the field was a 5-yard face mask, short of a first down. The crew enforced a 15-yard face mask, which resulted in a first down. It took us 15 minutes to figure out where the heck was the previous line to gain and all that good stuff, because they didn't have a second clip. Okay, so have one clip just in case the crew doesn't have a clip. Have a second clip so they don't change it until after that next play. Okay, that old spot is always there for us. All right. 020, this is not required by any stretch of the imagination. So 020, I call this Secret Service. All right. All it is, it's a system. All right. You have a walkie-talkie. You put it on your belt. You put it in your ear. And guess what we could do with the crew? We could communicate with each other. All right. As we go through our practices later on, this should not be our main source of communication. All right. This is a secondary source of communication. Our mechanics, our signals is by far our main source of communication. All right. So I actually challenge new crews to not use O2O. Learn how to communicate without using it before you learn how to communicate with it. I'm going to throw myself underneath the bus again here. I was a big proponent, big pusher in this, which is awesome when used properly. But our new officials, and now in the past 5 years, they rely on it way, way, way too much. Way too much. And I put that on me because we got to the O2O too much and got away from mechanics and signals. So the question is, where the heck do I get all this stuff, Sean? All right, purchaseofficials.com is one place. It is not the only place. It's the place we use. One, they gave us an awesome discount code. All right, if you live in Nebraska, it should work. If it doesn't work, you can always forward me the order. I contact Purchase Officials and I say, yep, they are part of our group, and they'll discount the code. One thing is our stuff does get around the nation, so people in California and Texas use it. It is what it is, but it is the best uniform quality for the best price. Can I pay $20 more? Yeah, I can. I'm definitely not going to get cheaper stuff. It's the best quality for the best price. All right, so in our break, if you do need help, one thing I'm going to do with football this year, which I've been doing in baseball and softball, if you're a brand new official, you don't have money to buy all this stuff. I think it's about $250 for football between the shoes and everything. I will purchase it for you. All right. I don't want us not having financial support as a reason not to officiate football. So if you're brand new, I will purchase it for you. When you start working games, half the game fees goes to you, half the game fees goes towards the equipment. Okay. So I do have order forms in here. Just come pick it up in the break, and I could get that to you. Any questions on uniform? Sweet. Our practices. All right. So last week, we had 15 football officials complete our certification course. Some had 0 years of experience. I think one had 22 years of experience. It is for all levels of football officials. All right, so I know Scott is here. He took it. I think, Scott, you're the only one here that took it. Scott, what was your big takeaway from it?
Just the information that you gave us.
All right, so foundation is huge. And what my big thing with this certification course is to build our captains, build our leaders. Yes, we talk about foundation mechanics, foundation of rules, foundation of game management, but it's our foundation. Every team needs a captain. All right, so my goal is to get 40 captains out there every single week. All right, so if it's something that you're interested in, I'll send you the registration form. We do have 8 openings now for next Monday. If you do take this course, all right, it is $100, but it's not $50 dues and the $100 course. The $100 course covers the dues. All right, so it's really $50 additional on top of the dues. If you're looking to learn that foundation and being our team captain and leadership and help others. Next Wednesday, I know referees, I sent out information about 3 weeks ago. This is the only change to practices. Wednesday, August 7th. It's not going to be Tuesday. It's going to be Wednesday. We're going to have our back judges. All right, so back judges. If you're working high school varsity back judge, we're going to go over 6:30 to 8 o'clock, rules, mechanics, signals, and video. Free kicks, scrimmage kicks, pass plays, run plays, ball mechanics. Next Thursday at DJ's Dugout, Miracle Hill, referee, rules, mechanics, signals, and videos. So referees, we're going to talk about managing the crew. We're going to talk about roughing the passer, roughing the kicker. We're going to talk about presentation of penalties. Now, that's going to be huge in that meeting. We have invited Nate Newhouse. And so long as he can make it, he'll come to the end. You could ask Nate Newhouse any and all questions you have there. Saturday, August 10th, on-field training. All right, so 9 o'clock to 10 o'clock. There's going to be 3 hours of scrimmages. The first hour is 3rd and 4th grade. Second hour is 5th and 6th. The last hour is 7th and 8th. Brand new officials who have never officiated football before. I wish I could make this mandatory. It's not, but I strongly recommend it. Returning officials, get the rust off. Get out there. Get snaps. All right, what's NFL doing right now? They're preseason. Bears are going to kick off here in 25 minutes. All right? Even the NFL have to take snaps and get ready. I will put that out. Once I get responses, the new officials are going to get priority. I want to use as many new officials as I can on the younger age groups. I'm going to use as many of the veteran officials as I can on the 7th and 8th graders. That's my goal. Tuesday, August 13th, will be umpire rule meeting right here in this room. 15th, right here in this room, will be line of scrimmage. And then this is new this year, September 4th, 25th, October 9th at Tanner's. All right, we will have film breakdown. We do it in baseball. We get together. Those who eat together stay together, sort of idea, family. But we will watch varsity football film from Huddle. I'm going to ask referees to send me clips that we could watch. I am going to try to keep it to PSOA varsity crews unless other crews send in stuff. All right, so if we're going to either celebrate great play or learn from a unfortunate play, we'll keep it within the family, so to speak. But that's 4th, 25th, and 9th. Yep, Dennis. We are. So all of these will be, the Monday won't, but the Wednesday, August 7th and Thursday will probably be sent out either late tonight, early tomorrow morning. But they will be events in arbitersports.com. If you can't make them live, we will be recording them, watching it live as well. So yes, you will have, what's that? 7 to 9. Great question. So Wednesdays are 7 to 9. 7 o'clock to 9 o'clock at Tanner's. All right, so PSOA football practices. All right, we do not expect us to practice 5 hours a day for next week. That's when varsity starts. Next week, 5 hours a day they could practice. All right. However, if you could take 60 seconds a day on these shorts just to watch one little clip. All right, so this one is roughing the passer and targeting. All right, this could help do a lot to get you guys prepared for the season, handle a play, and handle the communication with the coaches. All right, and I'll sort of speak for Zach here a little bit, but if you could do the like this video, that'd be awesome. All right, that helps us out as well to sort of spread the message. The more it's liked, the more algorithm. That's what we're looking for there. Because when I started this YouTube video, or when I started the YouTube channel, I did it with the thought of, we have the information. If coaches have the information, players have the information, fans have the information, everybody's on the same page, there's going to be less unsporting behavior. It's commonality. It's common language. All right, so that's really the intent of this. No different than these quiz questions. All right, so today's quiz question, Team A, offensive team. All right, so whenever you see quiz, A is offense. After the touchdown, B, 44, defensive player. B is defense. Taunts an opponent, and B, 88, hits an opponent late after the touchdown. What are the potential enforcements? So we have 2 dead ball fouls. Anyone know right off the top of the head what the answers are? What the correct answer is? All right. All right, they're both on defense. So somebody says excess them on the kickoff. All right, boom, perfect. Oh, I can't do it here. All right. I'm not logged into my account. Let's just go here. Let's go community. We're going to take it. All of them are potential enforcements. Immediately, you'll let you know that if you're right or incorrect. And probably most importantly, I give you a rule reference. You could open up the rule book, read the rule, and then I try to put that rule book in layman's terms. And when I say layman's terms, sometimes I have bad English. If something doesn't make sense, let me know. All right? But pretty much this is explaining dead ball fouls are enforced from the succeeding spot. Well, after a touchdown, there's two succeeding spots. There's a try, there's a kickoff. So that they could put both on the try, they could put one on the try, one on the kickoff, they could put both on the kickoff, depending on the strategic advantage that they have. Okay, so that's what we have for our daily practice there. And then obviously this live event. All right, so if you can't make it in person, you can make it live. All right, varsity assignments. I know these have changed. So August 30th right now, I don't have any openings. I think September 6th, I'm down to 2. September 13th, I believe I'm down to 4, and it changes. But I do have a new PSOA crew. I have 4 officials on that crew. Anybody have any interest whatsoever being a referee, varsity Friday night lights? Bummer. All right. I'm looking for a referee on this new PSOA crew. But again, if you're looking for varsity, when you fill out the registration form, I will probably reach out to you. Not tomorrow, probably Monday. I'm going to get through the summit that's coming on this weekend, and then I'll reach out to you Monday. But there is opportunities to work varsity. I do work closely with Aaron Duker. If Vernon Brakefield reaches out, I do help out Vernon Brakefield. Chad Gillespie out of Kearney, sometimes he needs help. Larry Wells out of Norfolk, sometimes he needs help. And then Chris Gears out of Iowa, sometimes he needs help as well. Ryan Freeze out of Iowa sometimes needs help. So if you're looking for varsity, we will do everything we can to get you Friday Night Lights. Here's our varsity crews right now. Larry Pesic. Do you know who your back judge? I know you guys have a back judge. Who is your back judge? Vince Eisnagel?
No.
Vigneri? All right. Sweet. He's not. He's on another crew already. All right. Sweet. We might be looking for a back judge. Another spot that is open right now is Rod Rubelid and Mark Alford. Mark Alford's the crew chief of the crew, but Art Mock is not able to be a back judge. All right, so I am looking for a full-time back judge on that crew. Did I screw up? Anybody looking at this? Is that all right, Frank, on your crew? Is your crew all correct?
Except for the last one.
You know, we could always move him to Mark Alford's crew.
What I'm telling you is we had an agreement.
All right. Sub-varsity assignments. $70 is sub-varsity. Self-assignment is going to be a huge thing this year for us. It's new, especially at this level of football. So those officials that are certified, are registered with NSAA, and have registered with us. Starting August 12th, you're going to be able to see JV games, freshman games, and you can put yourself on your own games. All right, so Chris, you were asking, like, do you have to take this course to get self-assigned? The answer is no. All right, you could also join PSOA, join NSAA. You get the same access to JV and freshman games. The other thing, next thing, if Zach Hunnell is refereeing a game, and Zach calls me and says, you know, Scott Bonnerts is open, I want to work with Scott. Sweet, I'm going to put Scott on that game. So referees are going to have a voice on the games. I know I'm going to add Blair games tonight or tomorrow, but all games have a referee on it already. minus the Blair ones. I got to add the Blair ones. And I've already reached out to those referees. If there's anybody that you want to work with, let me know, and I'll put them on the games right now. All right, because I want to make the referees happy. Football tip, make your referees happy. That's a huge football tip. And then next, availability in arbitratorsports.com. So I head out of town August 18th, August 19th. Whatever games are not self-assigned, whatever games are not filled because of referee recommendation, I'm going to fill the rest of the season based on the availability you guys put in arbitratorsports.com. Okay, and we'll get into that. And then for some reason, if we still have freshman and JV openings week to week, you'll get an email. Hey, we got these 2 openings on this Monday. You reply to that email. Quickest official wins. Junior, yes, sir.
Did you say that the self-assigned, are you going down to middle school games too, or just?
Yep, so now we're to middle school.
Okay.
So this is middle school. All right, so junior high football assignments are $60. If there are scheduled 2 games, that means there's an A, there's a B, there's a JV, there's a varsity. It is 2 $60 games. It's $120. If they play a 5th quarter, it is in the contract that it should be $10 additional dollars. I try to tell officials, when you sign up for a small town junior high game, plan on a 5th quarter. Literally, they don't know if they're going to play a 5th quarter till they actually get to that site. Because they don't know what kids showed up to school that day. Do they have enough linemen? Do they have enough running backs? All right, so if it turns into a 5th quarter, they give you $60. Take the 60, let me know. I'll send them I'll pay you the 50 or the 30, $10 per official, and then the school will pay me on their signing fees. It's $70 for a 5th quarter. Chris? Nope, this is the school affiliated. School affiliated. So this is OPS, Bennington, Millard, Ashland, Wahoo, Fort Calhoun, Fremont Bergen, Ralston Middle School. I'm trying to think of the other ones we have. But the middle school, junior high is school related, $60. Self-assigned August 16th. Now the youth. You're good. Youth football. So there's Great Plains Youth Football League. $50 game fee for 1 game. 2 games will be $100. 3 games will be $150. 4 games will be $200. There are sometimes the sites only have 1 game. If there's 1 game in GPYFL, it'll be $80 single game fee. All right, because yes, you typically want to work 2 games. All right. If you travel more than 30 miles, it's $10 additional dollars per official for travel. All right, so if I have a crew that goes to Fremont, 1 official lives in Fremont, the other 2 live in Bellevue. The official in Fremont's not going to get the travel fee. The officials that live in Bellevue will get the travel fee. I do everything I can with the GPYFL based on availability to keep officials as close as possible. I try to keep in the back of my head if I have to assign it, who's traveling where and how often. Obviously, if you self-assign it, you're letting me know that you want to work there. Sometimes somebody has family 50 miles away, so they go to that town, work the games, get the travel fee, hang out with the family. That's awesome. That's great. All right. Other things about GPYFL, they are 2-hour game slots. So 10, 12, 2, 4. Concessions are available for officials in GPYFL. All right. I say be respectful. Don't be like, hey, 10 cheeseburgers and 10 Gatorades, please. All right. Or order for yourself and get through the day. I get the schedule August 18th is a Monday. That's a Sunday, right? August 18th is when I get the schedule. I'll probably put in the Arbiter Sports August 19th, and I'll probably do that first week, which is August 24th and 25th. I'll probably assign that as fast as I can and text people, hey, can you accept that game? Everything else I'll leave self-assigned after August 24th and 25th for a couple weeks. This is our new one, MYFL. So this is the Metro Youth Football League. There is 30 total sites, but they only use 20 each week. 78 games each week. Okay, so it's $50 per game. 90-minute game slots, so it'll be like 10, 11:30, 1, 2:30, 4, and some sites have 6 games on it in one day. 8 Sundays, September 1st through October 20th. What I said last meeting, and so far I only have 3 crews that replied to this, so there's a lot of fields available every single week. All right, with this MYFL especially, I'm going to give an example, okay? If you want to get on the schedule ahead of time, let me know the dates you're available. September 1st, 8th, 15th, 22nd, 29th, 6th, 13th, and 20th. What crew members do you want to work with? All right, so if there's 3 officials that want to work together every single Sunday, awesome. I'm good with that. I love that. I'll do that. How many games? Do you want the first 2 games? Do you want the 2 last games? You want 1 field, 4 games, 5 games, 6 games a Sunday? I'm not going to promise you that, but I will do everything I can to get you at a field that has that many games. And then, yes, I will also help get you at the site you want to be at. Okay? Don't just give me 1 site, please, though. Give me a couple sites, so that way, because not every site is used every week, number 1. And number 2, sometimes familiarity, it could be a bad thing if you go to the same one every single week. All right, but, and that's just a simple email. Like I said, 3 crews have already done it for me. All right, so I have 3 crews scheduled 8 weeks. I gave them the sites, I gave them the dates. I do not have times yet. Okay, I could do that with MYFL. I cannot do that GPYFL because sometimes they play on Saturday, sometimes they play on Sunday. I don't get the GPYFL until the 18th. Yes. Actually, there, you're one of the crews.
Yeah, I'm on the crew. The Sunday stuff, is it cash or do we gotta go through?
That's a beautiful transition. Okay. Payment of contracts. All right. PSOA, varsity football, $140 per game, and it's paid by the schools minus Ashland. All right. Ashland uses us to pay officials. Sub-varsity, $70 per game, minus Ashland. I'll pay Ashland. Middle school, $60 per game, minus Ashland. I pay Ashland. So that's school-related. Ashland is the only school that PSOA will pay you through arbiter pay. Youth, GPYFL has already been getting paid through arbiter pay. MYFL, they are going to pay through arbiter pay. And I'm very transparent. I'm very open about this. There's 78 fields, or 78 games every single week. At least 3 officials. Anyone know how much money that is? $11,800. Okay, there's 20 sites. I individually cannot go to 20 sites and hand out $11,800 and not get in an accident and not get in a ticket. Okay, and when it comes to actual business transactions, it's just bad business. So MYFL is going to do what other large organizations do. They pay PSOA. PSOA Monday, every single Monday is when I'm going to pay all football games from the previous week. Okay. By that time, I know if an official doesn't show up. You will see what you get paid. You will see what your partners get paid. MYFL gets to see who gets paid, what they get paid. All right, so it's a clear transparency of money in, money out. Everything is accounted for. So that I know some people are afraid of this arbiter pay, and I want to get paid cash. I can't express enough, guys, as independent contractors, especially the young fellows out there, you want to show income. Eventually you're going to want to buy a car. Eventually you want to buy a house. You need to show that you're making money. You can't say, hey, I worked 200 baseball, football, basketball games and I made $15,000 cash. Doesn't work. Doesn't work. Okay. This way it does work. Independent contractors, tax exemptions. You will most likely get a tax refund. All right. We don't make a lot of money in this avocation. All right. And the government realizes that. All right. So our coaches, you can call them assigners. I call them coaches. All right. So this is my email. personal one, PSOA one. I strongly recommend go to the PSOA one, like save that in your head, put that in your email box, because if I'm not available, Matt Krause is on top of it. Yes, if you email me, I will reply to it. I have a 24-hour rule. Like if I don't reply to you within 24 hours, call a hospital, make sure I'm alive. But the PSOA, again, between me and Matt, one of us will reply to it rather quickly. You could text us any day, any time. I know it drives my wife nuts, but I signed up for the gig, so I'm going to do the gig. Really quick, Arbor Sports, I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this, but I definitely want to show you payments, and I definitely want to show you the self-assign tool. All right, so if you don't have an Arbiter Sports account, do not create your own account. Do not create your own account. It'll be a pain in the butt on your end. All right, so payments. I've already have my payments set up, but when you click payments, it will literally have an Arbiter Pay logo, activate account. And then the next thing you're gonna have to do is link account. Frank, could I give you props here really quick? Could I give you props here? How long have you been officiating? Too long. All right, I'll give him that. All right, not long enough though. He's got another 10 years under him. If Mr. Pekka, who just started 2 years ago, can figure out Arbiter Pay, create an account, link account, anybody here can. Okay, anybody here can. It is simply that easy. It's just like a Venmo, just like a PayPal. You put in your routing number, you put in your account number. You could get a debit card if you don't want your checking account or savings account number in there. That's cool. You could even have them send you a check. It is an additional fee, but you could have them send you a quote-unquote money order. Once you have money in your account, it is not a direct deposit. You still have to transfer the money. You put in your 4-digit PIN, and it's 1 to 3 business days. Larger the bank, it's 1 day. Smaller the bank is 3 days. So that's the difference between 1 to 3 business days. I know some officials, they leave it in there all season long, transfer all the money at the end of the year. And other officials need to pay a bill, they transfer as fast as they can. We get it, we understand it. Every Monday, I'm going to send the previous week's games. So Monday is quote-unquote payday for football, which is different than baseball and softball. But every Monday is payday for football. And the last thing is schedule. Oh, I'm not going to go to schedule. I'm going to go to blocks. First and foremost, please update your blocks. All right, so if I have white means I am open all day. I'm telling you, if I see somebody on a Sunday with a white, I'm really happy. I'm probably going to send you 6 football games. You could block part of the day. So I'm going to church in the morning on Sunday, so I'm going to block myself from 8 o'clock to 1 o'clock, September 8th, September 15th, September 22nd, September 29th. That's how quick it is. Boom, boom, boom. So now I can only assign you for games after 1 o'clock. If you don't want to work Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, from August 1st to the 31st, if I click apply right here, which I'm not going to, now every single day, Monday through Friday, is blocked in 5 seconds. 5 seconds. All right. If you've never been on the assigning side and how much time it takes, I ask you, please take 30 seconds a week to do this. Now, once you do that, you are registered with NSAA. You are registered with PSOA. You're going to click this magical button called Self-Assign. It's very magical because now you have the control. All right, people love having the ability to pick where they want to work, when they want to work. And this is what comes up. So I'm going to make this a little bit bigger. All right, so based on my availability that I put in, the next 100 games I could work are all right here. All right, so I could assign myself all the way through basketball already, November 21st. Right now it's not available. The only one that is available is for me, just so I could show this. All right, August 12th will be the first date for certified NSAA PSOA. August 16th will be the next wave. All right. And then once you click go, you're on that game. So let's say I want to work with Dennis Sanders. A lot of people do this. I call Dennis. All right, Dennis, log in. Sweet. Dennis, you want to work at Lions Decatur with me? Sweet. I'm going to pick line judge. You pick umpire. We're both going to Lions Decatur that day. A lot of officials actually do that. You could email me. Say, hey, me and Dennis want to work here, 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 here. Awesome. There has been times where I wanted to work with a partner, but only one spot is open at Lions Decatur. Anyone know where Lions Decatur is? Okay. So it's amazing. So if me and Dennis want to go to Lions, but there's only one spot, I could call Chris. Hey, Chris, I know I sent you the game to Lions. That's the one day I asked you to help out. You want to stay closer to Omaha? Yes, I do, Sean. Sweet. I'm going to have Chris go to Blair. Now I have 2 open spots in Lions Decatur. All right. We coaches, me and Matt, we will switch players around so the team wins. We win when every game is covered. That's when we win. And we're going to keep on moving players around until we get to that goal. All right, so that's the benefit. I think the biggest ROI with Arbiter Sports and the self-assign. I know a lot of people had anxiety with payment, getting on games, working with partners. I hope I have ended that anxiety. At the end of the day, I as a coach want my players to be happy. I want you to be out there. I want you to be out there with certain teammates, and I want you to enjoy the experience. Say that again. Oh, yeah. So if it says 0 on there, I promise you'll get paid. It's just paid by school. So the ones that have money on it, I think the men's baseball up here says 75. If it has a payment on it, that means PSOA pays it. If it's 0, the school pays you. So that's the difference between the 0 and the payment in there. We do have a whole video for that. So that should take us to youth football, payment of contracts, coaches, arbiter, 7:02. All right, so we're going to take a 8 to 10 minute break. All right, after the break, we're going to come back and do the part 1 test. During this break, please fill out the Google form. If you haven't joined the YouTube channel, please join the YouTube channel. If you need an equipment order form, come on down, get an equipment order form. If you have to go to the bathroom, down the hallway to the right. All right, but 8-minute break, and then we'll get started on the part 1 test. Any questions online that came up? Lance Clark and Mark Harmon. Get back together here, last portion. All right, let the education begin. So here's our mentality. We hope everybody, and we're starting today with the part 1 test. We want everybody to be prepared this year with rules knowledge, understanding, intent, and application of the rules. So as we go through these 50 questions, it's not, all right, this is true. Why? Why the heck is this the rule? Support. Over 30 PSOA certified football officials out there from the certified course, out there with you working, sharing the foundation, sharing the education they're learning. Positive communicators. Concentrate not only what you say, but how you say it. I don't think we as officials understand how impactful we are to coaches and young children. Understand that. What you say is important. How you say it is really important. And then celebrators. Reward good calls, great mechanics, diffusing situations. You know, that's going to be one of my big things in the film study. I want 4 good plays before I put 1 learning play up there. All right, let's go 4 more good plays before we do a learning play up there. I know in the GPAC training tape, people are like, I gotta stay off the training tape. I gotta stay off the training tape. I gotta stay off the training tape. Well, let's make the training tape 8 good, 2 learning. All right, so that's going to be my goal. Celebrate the good stuff. All right, you guys ready for the big rule change this year? Must. All right, home team uniforms must be the same dark colors, and they must clearly contrast white. All right, so those camouflage numbers on camouflage jerseys, illegal. All right, you have to clearly see the numbers on the jerseys, and they must be contrasting white for home uniforms. God forbid if you do show up to a field and you think a uniform is illegal, please let them play. Contact Nate Newhouse, and Nate Newhouse will contact the school. They've had multiple of years to get new and legal uniforms. This is not a brand new rule coming for schools. I want to say at least 2, if not 3 years to buy new uniforms. All right, points of emphasis, sportsmanship, prevention. If you feel you are in the 4th quarter and these teams really, really don't like each other and you think there's going to be conflict after the game, please let both head coaches know, whoever the site athletic director, site administrator is, let them know, because there are now protocols for schools. All right, coaches at all parts of the line, not just the end of the line. School administrators, part of that handshake line. All right, everybody line up, single file line, instead of everybody going out like NFL does and everybody hug and shake hands. All right, so let them know that there's actually protocol in that. And then here's my thing is I am a huge believer that 95% of all unsporting behavior could be prevented if we do our job well, and that's clearly communicate. Clearly communicate first down, clearly communicate half yard short, clearly communicate inbounds, out of bounds, stop the clock. If we do our job well, people will not get frustrated, people will not get confused. Those are the 2 emotions that lead to unsporting behavior, frustration and confusion. Think about your kid. Anyone have kids? When they get upset, they're either frustrated or confused, right? Mom says this, dad says this, whoosh, explosion. All right, so let's not be that. Let's have good, clear communication. Player equipment and enforcement, 2 things we're going to talk about here. 1 mouthpiece. They cannot have 1 in their mouth and 1 dangling on their helmet. If they have 1 dangling on their helmet, 1 in their mouth, you have to tell them which one you're going to use. They can't have both. All right, so 1 mouthpiece. The other thing, knee pads. I'm going to give guidance here. If they are clearly wearing biker shorts, this is illegal. This is egregious. Do not let them on the field. Stop the game. Get them off the field. If they do not have knee pads in, that is egregious. Stop the game. Get them off the field. You're going to have to use your common sense fair play if they have knee pads in and it's covering here but not completely. Everybody has different knees, right? Some people have big knees, some people have small knees. A lot of players will go to buy their own pants. Go ahead, pull them down, pull them down. Yeah, they run a route, it's going to come up. Pull them down, pull them down. But we cannot let the egregious biker shorts, no knee pads. Formations, lineman, header, foot. Tight ends have daylight. All right, so I'm going to switch slides here. I'm going to stick with the purpose and intent of this point of emphasis. Tackles. All right, so those are the red dots, tackles. If it's 3rd and 12, what are those tackles preparing to do? Pass protect. So if they get an extra yard or half yard off the ball, that is a huge advantage. So line of scrimmage, if you see that, and their foot or head is not within the snapper's waistline, all right, an illegal formation flag can be late. You might even wait, snap, all right, they're passing it, sweet, now I'm throwing my flag. If it's 3rd and 12 and they run a 1 yard gain up the middle, I'm probably not throwing my flag. I'm going to talk to the tackles, get them legal, but they're not gaining advantage there. But you cannot allow tackles to pass protect being off the line of scrimmage. That's a point of emphasis. Get them on the line of scrimmage. I call this the Bill Belichick, tight end, covering up the tight end. Okay? If you don't see daylight, and daylight is you see space between the tight end and the lineman, that tight end is on the line of scrimmage. And so if they're on the line of scrimmage, they're covered up. They cannot go out for a pass. It's not quote-unquote illegal formation because they're covered up. If they're the 5th back in the backfield, now you have 5th back in the backfield. But I'm going to put them on the line of scrimmage. I'm going to cover them up. And here's the purpose. How many eligible receivers are there every single play in 11-man football? 6. People always forget about the passer. All right, so you have the widest wide receiver on the line, widest wide receiver on the line, and then the 4 backs. The defense has to know which 6 players they have to cover. So if they're messing with that tight end, put the tight end on the line of scrimmage. Now the defense could clearly see, all right, the widest wide receivers and whoever's clearly in the backfield. Yeah, that's a huge difference for defensive philosophy, defensive coaching. That's why it's been a point of emphasis. The offense cannot be allowed to confuse the defense. Is that tight end eligible or is he not eligible? Okay. Yes. If they say that in pregame, yeah.
Every player legal to play and they quit legal. Yes. And then you see it, and then you're gonna get that answer from them.
You could always switch with teammates, coach. Switch pants. Yeah, I've been in that situation. I am not willing to risk my family in a lawsuit against me because a school does not have the financial to buy knee pads I've had coaches literally on the field call the state of Nebraska and says, Sean is really not letting our player play. And they said, yes. And that was over tinted eye shield. All right. It's not worth it. So not worth it. Formations. All right. I am actually going to log into my account because this is too small from last week. Officials, login. Online test. Part 1. And let's make this bigger. So here's how this works. I'll start with number 1, and then I'll answer it. If there's any disagreement, I do have all rule references here. We could obviously have a conversation. So number 1, the basic spot is a previous spot, unless rules 852C applies for fouls by A or B, when the run or related run ends behind the line of scrimmage where there's no change of possession. I have true And you're probably, what the heck does that mean? Holding behind the line of scrimmage. Face mask behind the line of scrimmage. And it's a tackle for loss. Where are we enforcing that foul? Previous spot, line of scrimmage, which is the basic spot. Okay? So that is the new rule from last year. Number 2, Zach. Oh, actually, do you have to get it? Okay. Is it on? It's on.
The jersey of the home team shall all be the same dark colors that clearly contrast with white. I believe that's false because it's must and it says shall. What's the difference?
Great.
I thought must was the highlighted word. I thought it needed to say that.
I have true 151.
Yeah, I would agree with true too. I thought it was must was the word change.
No, it does say shall in the rule book.
Perfect.
Jerseys of the home team shall all be the same dark colors. All right. So it's true. Number 2 is true. Shall. All right, Lucas.
The ball can have commercial advertising added to the surface of one of the panels. I'm going to say false. I don't really know, though, but I'm going to say false.
It is false. If they have a new football, there could be a new logo. It's the NFHS logo. The NFHS logo is bigger. So that's where this question came from. And they could still have a school logo on it. They just can't have a PSOA logo on it. Okay, so that I can't put my commercial rights on footballs yet.
Right. A player or non-player can trip an opponent. That is false, I believe.
Okay, 100% false. All right, so Pittsburgh Steelers fans, coaches can't do it either. Okay. Yeah. Number 5.
A player is no longer defenseless once the player physical position and focus on the concentration no longer makes the player especially vulnerable to injury. I say true.
That is false. So that's an editorial change. Anyone know why? What makes this false? All right. A player is no longer defenseless once a player's physical position and focus of concentration no longer makes the player especially vulnerable to injury. All right. Once the player's physical. So players no longer defenseless once the player's physical position focus. No, that's 232:16 is the rule reference. And no longer makes. Yeah, so that's true. Yep. Yeah, so the big thing is it's no longer a defenseless once the player's physical position. All right, so 16 is true. And again, it's 232:16. And so it's highlighted. They are no longer defenseless. All right, Mark.
Team B player may use locked hands to ward off an opponent who's blocking him or attempting to block him. That's false.
All right, that is false. 2, 3, 5. Lance.
A punt may be used as a free kick following a fair catch. I believe that is true.
All right, so we had false, and it's 654. You could snap it following a fair catch, or you could free kick it.
Oh, free kick.
All right, so a cool thing about high school football on a windy day, if it's 0-0, you're punting into the wind, and you fair catch it at the 30-yard line, boom. Now you're going with the wind. They could put it on that 30-yard line, kick a field goal. If it goes to the uprights, it's good.
It's not defended, right?
Correct. So 30-yard line would be the free kick line. 20-yard line would be the yep. So it's a free kick. So if you miss it, the other team gets it. All right, but it has to be after an awarded fair catch.
Okay.
Lynn?
Number 8, a foul is a rule infraction for which a penalty is prescribed. True.
That is true. Number 9, Scott?
If there's a double foul during the last timed down of a period, the period is automatically extended. I'm going to say false because isn't it just defense that extends it, defensive penalties?
It is not. So double foul is offense fouled, defense fouled. So those penalties offset. We will now have an untimed down. So like if the offense fouls first, you can't let the defense foul on purpose so that now the quarter's over. So it'd be an untimed down and whatever that down in distance was prior.
So it's true.
Correct.
Number 10, a down ends when the ball next becomes dead. Down ends when the ball next becomes dead. Say true?
It is true.
Gotta be.
All right, so does a whistle end a play? All right, trick question. We never want it to end a play. Inadvertent whistle will. All right, and to avoid an inadvertent whistle, have that whistle out of your mouth until the play ends by rule, then find your whistle, then blow your whistle. All right, so I'm going to save and skip to next section. All right, Robert Brown.
11, an invalid fair catch signal may be given by a member of the kicking team. False.
That is false. Only the receiving team. Only the receiving team. Number 12.
A fair catch can be made in or behind K's neutral zone. True.
All right, that is false. It's got to be beyond the neutral zone. Because any ball recovered behind the neutral zone, what could either team do? Advance it. All right, it's got to be beyond the neutral zone.
Okay, so I get the next one. I got the next question.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have
Oh, okay. That's what I was like.
Yeah,
Okay,
sorry.
does that mean I'm next?
What's the difference between an invalid fair catch and an illegal fair catch?
Ooh. Invalid and illegal.
It's on page 60. Those two different rules.
Oh, a receiver shall not give an invalid fair catch. All right, so I don't have the ball yet. A runner shall not give an illegal fair catch. So they have the ball already.
Thank you.
Yep, so the difference between receiver and runner. All right, 13. As in, like, I have the ball. Don't hit me, don't hit me. Can't do that.
As a way to try to. That's an illegal fair catch.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go ahead.
A simultaneous catch or recovery is a catch or recovery in which there is a joint possession of a live ball by opposing players who are in bounds. Okay, I'm just trying to paint a situation here, Sean. I'm trying to understand the question, I guess.
So both receivers jump up and they have 4 hands on the football. They come down to the ground, they still have 4 hands to the football. They fall to the ground, they still have 4 hands on the football.
Okay.
So in basketball, it's a held ball.
Okay.
So what do you got?
Okay. Opposing players who are in bounds. That'd be true?
That would be true. All right. More importantly, if you have a simultaneous catch, who does the ball belong to? All right, offense. Team A, the receivers. All right. If it is a kick, it will be the receivers and who started on defense. Jason?
Contacting the opponent's face mask with the hand is not a face mask foul unless the face mask is grasped. And that is true.
Okay, that is very true. All right, so if it's I'll call it glancing blow. So you linemen get off the line, and the offensive lineman stays high, defensive lineman goes, or offensive lineman stays low, defensive lineman goes high, and it's just a glancing blow. All right, that's nothing. It's incidental contact. An opponent has to grasp for there to be a face mask. And What's that? So hands to the face will be abrupt. So their head is going to go back very hard, or prolonged. So they keep it there. So abrupt and prolonged would be a personal foul. But if it's just a slide across nothing, a grasp and let go. If you call a face mask, it's 5 yards. High school, there is a 5-yard face mask. Grasp, turn, grasp, pull is a 15-yard.
So I think the thing you'll see come up the most is with those sticky gloves when they hit the face mask and they pull it across with an open hand, and you see a head movement. So you do want to see fingers grasp, right?
Yep. You want the grasp.
You're not just looking for head movement.
Correct.
Because it could be the grip. Okay.
From top of the crown, ear hole, back of the helmet,
All face masks. Mouthpiece, face mask, boom, anything that they could grab, any opening or adornment that they could grab on the face mask. Yes. We do not encourage pulling long hair, but it is legal. Okay, it is legal. All right, next question.
All right, if B1 clips A1 and B2 piles on after A2 is tackled, it is a multiple foul. True?
All right, that is actually false because multiple is 2 fouls during live ball. One's a dead ball.
You're right.
So we have a live ball foul, which is the clip. We enforce that. Now we have a dead ball foul, late hit.
Dead ball.
Now we're going to enforce that.
Yeah.
Yes, I can. 15 should be definition of fouls. FF. Thank you. Yep. 2:16. A is dead ball foul. Larry?
16. Towels have to be the same solid color for each player if worn. False.
Correct. All right, that was a rule change last year. So as long as they meet the requirements of the size and it only has one manufacturer's logo, all right, they could be white, they could be blue, they could be black. They cannot be brown or yellow. Color of the football, color of a penalty flag. 17.
An offensive player, except the runner, shall not grasp or encircle any teammate to form interlocking or interlocked blocking. True.
All right, that is true. All right, again, we can't grab, clothesline. Everybody follow me.
No.
Oh, cells have to be the same. Oh, thank you. I clicked up and down. Zoom in more.
Sorry. Oh, there we go. Okay, a player or other person is out of bounds when any part of the person is touching anything other than another player or game official that is on or outside the sideline or end line, and that player remains out of bounds until returning to the field with any body part touching the field and no body part touching out of bounds. Yeah, I'll say true.
All right, it is true. Again, this was a rule change last year. So if there's a silver line down here. If I'm running out of bounds and somebody's trying to tackle me from behind, well, if they wind up stepping out of bounds, but I'm still inbounds, I am still inbounds. So somebody cannot gain an advantage by trying to tackle me, step out of bounds. So that's the intent of that rule. Yeah, so that's a whole, we'll see if you can, in high school, there's a way to use that rule. Yes. All right, number 19.
For any free kick, a free kick line corresponding to a scrimmage line is established for each team. I would say true.
You would be correct. So after a touchdown, that free kick line is the 40-yard line. After a safety, that free kick line is the 20-yard line.
I can't see that far now.
What does it say?
20.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can see that right now. It's smaller.
A defensive player includes a receiver who is forcefully contacted by an opponent. That contact is not attempt to tackle by wrapping arms around the receiver. True.
That is true. All right. So you can't just blow up a receiver just to blow up a receiver like Ronnie Lott.
Okay.
Okay. Go. I tell coaches, what are they supposed to do? Go for the ball. They're trying to have them drop the ball. Go for the ball. Hit the ball.
Yeah.
Play the ball. Play the ball. All right, number 21.
Any live ball foul is penalized from the basic spot per Rule 10-4 unless otherwise specified by rule. True?
That is true. All right, so there's I know in our certified course, one of the questions, could you explain the basic spot to me? Not in a very short amount of time. Okay, because there's tons of different basic spots. You just got to know, all right, where was the penalty? What was the result of the play? When did the penalty happen? There's a lot of basic spots.
See, 22. It is illegal substitution to have 12 or more players participating at the snap or free kick. I don't know if that's called illegal substitution. I'm going to say false.
It is false.
Yeah, that's
all right, it is
yeah,
illegal
yes,
participation, not illegal substitution. Okay, illegal participation.
Sure. 23. An inadvertent whistle does not end the down. That is false.
That is false. That is the only time the whistle ends the down. And what's the only way to prevent an inadvertent whistle? Keep it out of your mouth. Legal snap. Spit the whistle, get it out of your mouth. All right, Vern.
Penalty for a chop block is 10 yards. False.
That is false. It is 15. Chop block is 15 yards. Eric?
If R1 blocks K1's punt and just before R1 recovers in K's end zone, there's an inadvertent whistle. The down will be replayed. True.
That is true. All right. That is true. The ball did not cross the line of scrimmage. Referees, spit that whistle. That play did happen last year in NSAA on a scrimmage kick.
I'll look at it.
All right, 26.
Following a scrimmage kick by K1, the loose ball play ends when R1 touches the kick. False.
That is false, correct. Because after the receivers touch the kick, they muff the kick, they touch it, boom. What could happen? All right, receivers could pick it up and advance it. What could the kicking team do? They could just recover it. Okay, so the ball remains live. Receivers can still advance. Kickers can only recover it because it's still a kick. All right, a player who is eligible at the start of the down remains eligible throughout the down. That is true. All right, so the conversation was, well, what if they go out of bounds? Well, now we have illegal participation, but they're still eligible receivers. Okay, so that answer is true. Zach, 28.
Illegal participation can be a non-player foul. True.
That is true. All right, so let's say somebody's on the sideline, comes out, tackles the ball carrier. That's illegal participation. Okay, it's not a player. It was a sub. Are we looking for a rule reference on the question?
I am.
Okay. All right, Lucas, 29.
Players are not required to wear knee pads. They are required to wear knee pads.
All right, they have to wear knee pads. Number 30.
30. If during a down in which time expires, K1 holds during a successful field goal attempt, the period is automatically ended and the score is canceled. I think that is false.
That is absolutely false. So the defense will obviously accept it, back them up 10 yards, and they will kick the ball again.
So before you leave that page,
Yep.
25, it says it. I'm probably just reading it wrong. It
So
says it
4,
will
2,
be
3.
replayed. Yeah, don't they have an option?
B.
Yeah, I think so. So it doesn't say it will be replayed. I mean, it can be replayed. So I didn't know if it's me reading it wrong or. Well, nobody had me covered. Nobody's got possession.
Yeah, so A is the inadvertent whistle is sounded while a legal forward pass or snap is in flight or during a legal kick. So we have a legal kick, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Yep, which is a legal kick. No, so B, the team last in possession may choose to either put the ball in play where the possession was lost or replay the down. So that once they kick it, there's no team possession. No team has possession once they kick it. Yep. Yep.
That's yours.
Oh, sweet. All right, where are we at? 31.
A shift, excuse me, a shift which is designed to cause B to encroach is a false start. Yeah, true.
All right, that is true. This has always been a high school rule. I will tell you, there's been a lot of teaching at the college level. Hey, what could we do to get the offense to false start? Offense, what could we do to get the defense to encroach? If you deem any team, offense or defense, is doing any non-football act to the other team, the foul is on that team who is causing a foul. You cannot cause a foul. All right.
The team whose goal line is involved shall put the ball in play anywhere between the hash marks on its 25-yard line by a snap after a touchback and by a free kick after a safety. That's true.
All right. That is false on Fridays.
Oh.
It is a 20-yard line on Fridays. All right. So, Zach, make sure you let his college crew know that they put it on the 25, right? Not the 20.
He knew what he was talking about. The reason why he gave it to me.
So 32 is false because it's a 20-yard line in high school at their touchback. 15-yard line for 8-man. Okay.
For 33, any coach may be granted a timeout. That is false.
That is false. Head coach or a head coach designee. Sometimes head coaches will go up to the press box. If they go up to the press box, they will let the referee officiating crew know this is the coach that's going to be able to call timeout. Okay. 34.
On all free kicks, the game clock will start when the ball is marked ready for play. False.
That is false. When does the game clock start? Receiver touches it. A receiver touches it. When does the play clock start on a free kick? On the referee's whistle. All right. Game clock, receivers touch, play clock, ready for play. 35, Scott.
There's a 2-minute intermission following a try, successful field goal, or safety, and prior to a free kick. I'd say false.
It is false.
2 minutes seems long.
All right, back judges. You got 45 seconds. Get the new ball, run up the sideline, get out to the middle of the field to the 40-yard line. Because now the team has 15 seconds. Get on the field, get the ball, put down. Back judge, sprint off, go back 5, come back 5. I'm ready. It's 60 seconds, 6-0.
And do that in a 6-man game, and you'll do that 60 times in one game.
Yes. And then you're like, it's hot out. It's hot. We're going to go extended time. Extended time. It's hot. It's hot.
Yeah, we're going to do
All
the
right.
hot rule. Yep. We're going to get extended time.
Yeah. All right, 36.
A safety will be scored when an offensive player commits any foul for which the penalty is accepted and enforcement is from a spot in his end zone. True?
All right, that is true. All right, so if you go back to the, I think it was the second or third question of the test I just told you, holding behind the line of scrimmage, we're enforcing from the previous spot. Except, all right, that's where those except rules come into play. All right, the offense just fouled in the end zone. Now it results in a safety. Okay, so a new basic spot. All right, 37.
37, it is not a touchdown when a runner advances from the field of play so that the ball penetrates the vertical plane of the opponent's goal line. False.
All right, that is false. It is a touchdown. All right, so any soccer folk out there? All right, got one shy one. All right, the whole entire ball has to cross the end line. For football, only the point has to touch the vertical plane. So the front side of the goal line, the front side of the point of the football, touchdown. Okay? All right, 38.
The distance penalty for any foul cannot be declined. False.
All right, that is false. They can always decline yardage. All right, but the thing is, if a player is ejected, they cannot decline the ejection. All right, so if we deem something flagrant and the other team says, we decline the penalty, we don't think it was flagrant. Well, you could decline the 15 yards. They cannot decline the ejection. I'm sure it has if it's made the test. Yep. All right, 39.
And a handed ball is not a pass. I would go with Drew on that.
True. All right, the reason for this one, if I throw this ball and my teammate drops it, what's the call? Incomplete pass. If I hand the ball to my teammate and my teammate drops the ball, what is it? Now we have a fumble. That's the reason for that question. Yeah, forward pitch is a pass. That's not a hand. But a forward handoff, boom, now we have a fumble. All right, number 40, Jason.
The penalty for blocking after giving a valid or invalid fair catch signal is 15 yards. I know the interference is 15 yards. Kick catch interference, true. Okay. Chris says true, so it's true.
It is true. All right, so here they always teach the receivers, heels on the 10, heels on the 10, right? Boom, fair catch signal. Ball's over their head. They cannot now go block to prevent the kicking team from preventing that ball to go in the end zone. All right, so it would be a 15-yard penalty. In that case, half the distance to the goal. Eric.
Real quick, on the last one, the hit the ball for the pass, those plays that were the receivers in motion and the quarterback kind of does this, it looks like a handoff.
Yeah, so if the person receiving the snap never controls the ball or just taps it forward, that would be a pass. Yeah, they have to control it and hold it for a handoff. If they just do the volleyball set, that's a pass. Intent. Go to next section. 41. Go for it.
Pass interference restrictions on a legal forward pass begin for B with the snap. That is false.
And when do they begin?
Pass.
On the pass. Team B, defense. Restrictions for pass interference start on the pass. Team A, offense. When do those restrictions start? On the snap. So they can't do a pick play. They can't do early blocking downfield on a legal forward pass that goes beyond the line of scrimmage. Larry?
42. A free kick may be recovered by K in R's end zone. Well, depends if did it get touched before it went to the end zone?
Let's say it did. It got touched. It muffed. I muffed it at the 5-yard line. Doesn't control it. And that kick goes into the end zone. Touchback. So since it's a touchback, can the kickers recover it?
No.
Nope. So it is false. because once a kick enters the end zone in high school, touchback automatically. All right. Now, if they fumble it into the end zone, now they can recover a fumble into the end zone, but not a kick. 43.
All dead ball fouls are enforced in the order in which they occurred and always from the spot of the foul. True?
It's half true. All right, so it is false. They are enforced in the order in which they occurred, but they are not always enforced at the spot of the foul. All right, so if I get to the 30, I gain the 30, my teammate fouls 25 yards behind that spot, we're still going to enforce it from the 30-yard line.
So we have multiple unsportsmanlike conduct, a fight reason. If we eject 2 players from team A, we eject 1 player from team B.
All right, so we have 2 versus 1.
So 2 from team A. 2 from team A. The end of the run is the 32 yard, the A32. Is it a 15-yard enforcement? Then I have to do a back goal enforcement, and then a 15-yard enforcement.
So I believe 2. I'm trying to now reconfirm this.
They're all dead balls. So they're all dead balls. They're all dead balls. We have to do all 3 of them. But we didn't know what. This was 2 years ago.
We had players with helmets off.
2 years ago. We went back and looked, and we think we enforced the yard wrong.
So you're at the 32, right? So you'd be outside you take the full 15. You go back the full 15, and then take the full 15. So you're just doing the 15, right?
We walked all 3 of them off.
Right.
Oh, it was all on one team?
2 offense, 1
Yeah.
defense, right?
So you would enforce 1.
So we should have went back 15.
Yeah. The first 2, I mean 15, 15. And then the third one, yep. Because which one are you going to enforce first?
We needed to enforce the first team A foul first because they initiated the fight. Team B responded, and then team A shoved me.
Oh. Yeah. So 15-15 offset, and then whatever one's left, you enforce.
So we should have snapped them.
Yep.
I think what we did was went back 15, then went half the distance,
And then we came forward.
and then came back.
It only took
Oh,
about
because
10
you're at the
minutes.
32.
Yeah.
A32, so
Right. So,
positive side, right?
right. So your first penalty would have been back 15.
It did not.
Then the next one, you have to go half the distance to the
Well,
goal.
it did because
When you
the
come
team
forward
was
15
playing
yards.
Yeah. There it
Which
is.
side is the A15?
So
Behind them or in front of them?
They're on the
here's the rule reference 10.25b. If both teams commit unsportsmanlike conduct, non-player or dead ball personal fouls prior to the completion of penalty administration for those fouls, the distance penalty for an equal number of 15-yard unsportsmanlike conduct, non-player dead ball personal fouls will offset.
They went 15, then
So
half
the
distance, and then forward.
will offset
Right, so we should have just went back.
1.
We did
Yep.
not do that.
All right.
Offense
Four-
got the advantage in that case.
Well,
Yeah.
Nice.
The first quarter of the first game of the season with a new line judge and a new back judge.
Excellent.
And it was awesome. We had
So take the net.
44.
44. Does that get any bigger? It is permissible to. Oh, is
it
that
is
the right one?
permissible for a state association to approve an extension of the team box to determine the individuals who may be in the extended area, provided such extension is same for both teams.
I'd say true on that one.
You're making it equal. Yeah, they can,
And that is true.
but we don't. That's the state.
All right. That is true, but the state of Nebraska is not one of those state associations. All right. That was a COVID rule. We brought it back to the 25 once COVID was over. All right, so that's true. 45.
I figured it was easier if I just read it. Thank you. You're welcome. Got 45?
It is legal for a player to converse yardage by conserve yardage by.
You need that.
Yeah, where is it?
Right there, the big one right there.
45. It is permissible, or it is legal for a player to conserve yardage by intentionally throwing an incomplete forward pass. If passer has been beyond the lateral boundary of the free blocking zone as established at the snap, the pass reaches the neutral zone, including the extension beyond the sideline, and the passer is the only player to possess the ball after the snap ends. That is true.
All right, that is true. All right, so then the question came up in six-man football, so long as they hand it off after the snap, that person could throw the ball away in six-man. So if you're working at Hampton, we do six-man football in Hampton. All right, but 8-man, 11-man football, the only player that could throw the ball legally away is the person that receives the snap, controls the snap. It's the only player. All right, 46. Controls the snap. Whoever controls the snap, that's the only player that could throw the ball away. He's the one who controls the snap. Yep.
A blindside block is a combination block by two or more teammates against an opponent other than the runner, with or without delay, where one of the blocks is below the waist and one of the blocks is above the waist. False.
That is false. As we said here, that is called chop block. Okay, 47.
Only the referee may order the ball changed between downs. Is that true?
That is false. Rule change from last year. Not any official. Because sometimes it's the back judges who knows the ball is wet. Sometimes the umpire knows the ball is wet. Line of scrimmage knows the ball wet. Any official can request a new football.
Okay, 48. When a foul is committed with less than 2 minutes remaining in either half, the offended team will have the option to start the game clock on the snap. True?
That is true. They only get the option to have a running clock to snap. If it was already on the snap, they can't decide to say, all right, after ready for play, run the clock. They can only save time. They can't take away time.
49, the number 00 is a legal number. That is false.
Okay, that is false. 0 is legal. 00 is false. And last but not least,
When the game clock is stopped due to Rule 357 and Team B is the only team to foul, the play clock will be set to 40 seconds. True.
that is true. All right, so every single time the defense fouls, the game clock will be set to 40 seconds. Correct, play clock. I say game clock. Play clock. All right, submit test answers, 50 out of 50. Sweet. Home. Let's see how we did. Account information. Football. And this is 2000. We only got a 97, guys. So which three did we miss? Oh. So we got two wrong. We got 48. So those of you who are on YouTube Live, if you know which two we got wrong, let us know. We'll share that in our email. All right, but that's how you figure out that you passed. Anyone know off the top here? What do we have to get for the open book test? 80. So we got to get 40. So we got 48 out of 50 there. And then Once the test closes, you could go back in and it'll show which ones you got incorrect, and it goes to rule references on all of them. August, when's the deadline? So NSAA, we have till 23rd, so the 24th is when we'll be able to review the answers. Last two slides here. So this weekend's Saturday, August 3rd, there's a summit out in Kearney. Even if you did not register for it, you can still attend. Okay? So 8:30 to 9 o'clock is registration, 9:15 to 5 is breakout sessions. I know I'm speaking basketball, consistency through communication and terminology from 2:15 to 3:15. A meal will be provided at the conference center. I have the agenda up here. So here is the agenda. So for football, the two speakers are Jason Nickleby and Scott Gaines. And then the football meeting will be 2:15 to 3:15. So depending on your sport, there's different breakout sessions each time. All right, it's the Giannis Center out in Kearney. I do not think anything will be live online or anything like that. It was a great opportunity to learn and network. I will say that. And the last thing I have, this is the QR code for the registration. So please, if not today, when I send it out, complete the football registration so I know you are working football this year. When you get a chance, you could pay the dues. If you're working varsity and you want self-assign, all right, register NSAA. The reason why I make that a requirement, rule books, new officials, it's $10. If you've never registered before, it's $10. If you go to nfhs.org right now and order casebook and rules book of football, it's $22.95. All right, so there's your savings right there. Purchase required team uniforms. Attend our future practices in person or online. Please update arbiter availability. Saves me so much time. Matt Krause so much time. We'll keep on posting one rules question a day. When the season starts, there's going to be training tapes each week. Our best way to recruit new officials is invite your friends. Who enjoys working with friends over strangers? Raise your hand. Okay, we like friends over strangers. Okay, so invite your friends. Go ahead. Yeah. Invite your friends. Have them learn. They could work with you. It's a lot better that way. And then thank you for being part of our team 2024 season. I'll stick around if anybody has questions. Other than that, thank you for taking time out. Thank you for being online. Have a great night.